Introduction. What if your body was trying to warn you about a heart attack weeks, months, or even years before it happened? Would you recognize the signs, or would you dismiss them as stress, fatigue, or simply getting older? Every year, millions of people around the world experience heart attacks. For some, it happens suddenly, without warning, without preparation. But for many others, the body sends signals beforehand. Small clues, subtle symptoms, messages that something may not be right. The problem is that these warning signs are often ignored, not because people don't care, but because they don't realize what they're seeing. A little tiredness, a little discomfort, a little shortness of breath. Nothing seems serious, until one day it is. Today's documentary is not designed to scare you. It's designed to educate you. Because knowledge can save lives. The earlier potential warning signs are recognized, the sooner someone can seek medical evaluation and treatment. And sometimes, that timing can make all the difference. Let's begin with one of the most commonly ignored warning signs. Warning sign number 1, unusual fatigue. Everyone gets tired. Long workdays, poor sleep, stress. Life itself can be exhausting, but heart-related fatigue is often different. It's not always the kind of tiredness that improves after a good night's sleep. It's deeper, more persistent, more unusual. Imagine waking up tired, going through the day tired, and ending the day even more exhausted. Activities that once felt easy suddenly feel demanding. Walking upstairs, carrying groceries, doing routine household tasks. Simple actions seem harder than they used to. For some people, this symptom appears weeks or even months before a heart attack. Why? Because the heart may be working harder to supply the body with blood. When circulation becomes less efficient, energy levels can decline. The body begins compensating. And that compensation often feels like fatigue. Many people assume they're simply getting older. Others blame work stress. Some blame poor sleep. And while those explanations may be true, unusual fatigue should never be ignored, especially if it appears suddenly or without a clear reason. Your body spends energy trying to keep you functioning. Sometimes fatigue is its way of asking for attention. The problem with modern life. One reason warning signs are often missed is because modern life is already exhausting. People are busy, distracted, overwhelmed. Many individuals push through discomfort every day. Headaches, stress, poor sleep, fatigue, everything becomes normalized. We become accustomed to feeling less than our best. And when symptoms develop gradually, they're even easier to ignore. The danger isn't always the symptom itself. The danger is becoming comfortable with it. Because once something feels normal, people stop questioning it. That's exactly why awareness matters. Not panic. Awareness. And the next warning sign is one that should never be ignored. Warning sign. Number 2. Chest discomfort. When people imagine a heart attack, they often picture dramatic chest pain. A person grabbing their chest, collapsing instantly, a medical emergency unfolding before their eyes. Sometimes that happens, but often reality looks very different. Many people experience chest discomfort long before a heart attack occurs. The sensation may feel like pressure, tightness, heaviness, burning, squeezing, or fullness. Some describe it as if something heavy is sitting on their chest. Others compare it to severe indigestion. The discomfort may come and go. It may appear during physical activity. It may disappear during rest. And because it isn't always severe, people often ignore it. That can be a dangerous mistake. The heart muscle requires a constant supply of oxygen-rich blood. When blood flow becomes restricted, discomfort may occur. Think of it like a warning light on a car dashboard. The warning light isn't the problem. It's the signal that a problem may exist. Chest discomfort works the same way. It's information. And information deserves attention. Why heart attacks don't always look like movies. Hollywood has created a very specific image of heart attacks. Sudden collapse, extreme pain, immediate crisis. But many real heart attacks look nothing like that. Symptoms can be subtle, gradual, confusing. Some people continue walking around for hours while experiencing symptoms. Others mistake them for acid reflux, muscle strain, or anxiety. This misunderstanding delays treatment. And when it comes to the heart, time matters. Every minute counts. That's why recognizing early warning signs can be so important. The sooner action is taken, the better the potential outcome. Warning sign number 3, shortness of breath. Have you ever climbed a flight of stairs and suddenly felt unusually winded? Maybe you blamed poor fitness. Maybe you laughed it off. Maybe you ignored it completely. Sometimes that's perfectly reasonable, but unexplained shortness of breath can also be an important warning sign. The heart and lungs work together as a team. When one struggles, the other often feels the effects. If the heart cannot pump efficiently, oxygen delivery may become compromised. As a result, breathing may feel more difficult. Some people notice shortness of breath during exercise. Others notice it while walking. Some even experience it while resting. The key word here is unusual. A sudden change deserves attention, especially when it occurs alongside other symptoms. The body is incredibly good at adapting, which means symptoms often become noticeable only after a problem has already been developing for some time. Don't ignore changes in your breathing. They may be telling you more than you realize. The body whispers before it screams. One of the most important lessons in health is this: the body often whispers before it screams. Major health problems rarely appear out of nowhere. They often begin with subtle changes, tiny signals, small symptoms, gradual differences. The challenge is that whispers are easy to miss. Life is noisy. Responsibilities are endless. Distractions are everywhere. And yet those whispers matter because they may represent opportunities. Opportunities to ask questions, opportunities to seek evaluation, opportunities to prevent larger problems later. The next warning sign is one that surprises many people because it doesn't even involve the chest. Warning sign number 4. Pain in the arm, shoulder, back, or jaw. Most people expect heart-related symptoms to stay in the chest, but the human body doesn't always work that way. Sometimes discomfort travels. It radiates. It appears in unexpected places. Pain associated with heart problems may occur in the left arm, both arms, the shoulders, the upper back, the neck, or the jaw. Why does this happen? Because nerves can transmit signals in complex ways. The brain sometimes interprets those signals as coming from locations far from the actual source. This phenomenon is known as referred pain, and it can be surprisingly confusing. A person may think they have a shoulder problem, a neck problem, a dental issue, or a muscle strain, when the true cause may involve the heart. Not every ache or pain is heart-related, far from it. But unexplained discomfort that appears alongside other symptoms deserves attention. Patterns matter, changes matter, and awareness matters. Warning sign number 5. Dizziness or lightheadedness. Have you ever stood up too quickly and felt briefly dizzy? That's common. But persistent or unexplained dizziness can be different. The brain requires a constant supply of oxygen-rich blood. When circulation becomes compromised, dizziness may occur. Some people describe feeling lightheaded, unsteady, weak, or close to fainting. These sensations can have many causes: dehydration, medication side effects, low blood sugar, inner ear problems, and many others. But cardiovascular issues can also contribute. That's why context is important. One symptom alone rarely tells the full story. But when dizziness appears alongside fatigue, chest discomfort, or shortness of breath, the picture becomes more concerning. The body functions as an interconnected system. Problems in one area often affect another, and the brain is particularly sensitive to changes in blood flow. We explored 5 warning signs that may appear before a heart attack: unusual fatigue chest, discomfort, shortness of breath, pain in the arm, shoulder, back, or jaw, dizziness or lightheadedness. Each of these symptoms can have many causes, but when they appear unexpectedly, persist, or occur together, they deserve attention. Now let's continue with warning sign number 6, and this one surprises many people because it doesn't seem related to the heart at all. Warning sign number 6, nausea, indigestion, or stomach discomfort. Imagine sitting down for dinner. Everything seems normal, but afterward you experience unusual nausea, a strange feeling in your stomach, heartburn, indigestion, or discomfort that doesn't feel quite right. Most people immediately think of food, maybe something they ate, maybe acid reflux, maybe a stomach bug, and sometimes they're correct, but not always. Heart-related symptoms can sometimes mimic digestive problems. This is especially common among older adults and women. Some people report upset stomach, nausea, vomiting, a feeling of fullness, or severe indigestion. The problem is that these symptoms don't seem connected to the heart. As a result, they're often ignored. The body doesn't always communicate in obvious ways, and heart problems don't always announce themselves with dramatic chest pain. Sometimes the signals are subtle, unexpected, and easy to misinterpret. That's why context matters. When stomach discomfort appears alongside fatigue, shortness of breath, dizziness, or chest pressure, it becomes much more important. The body is sending information. The question is whether we're paying attention. Why people miss the warning signs. One of the biggest reasons warning signs are ignored is because symptoms rarely arrive all at once. Instead, they appear gradually. A little fatigue today, a little discomfort next week, a little shortness of breath next month. Each symptom seems small, insignificant, easy to explain away, but over time, a pattern begins to form. The challenge is recognizing that pattern before a crisis occurs, because the body often provides clues long before an emergency develops. Unfortunately, most people only connect the dots afterward, when hindsight suddenly makes everything obvious. Warning sign number 7, cold sweats. Everyone sweats. Exercise causes sweating, heat causes sweating, stress causes sweating. That's normal, but sudden cold sweating is different. Imagine sitting quietly, not exercising, not overheated, yet your body suddenly breaks into a cold sweat. Your skin feels clammy, your clothing becomes damp, and you can't explain why. This can happen because the body perceives distress. When the heart struggles, stress hormones may surge, the nervous system becomes activated, and sweating can occur. Many people describe this sensation as feeling strange, different from ordinary sweating, different from normal physical exertion. It's often accompanied by anxiety, weakness, or discomfort. The body recognizes that something isn't right, even if the person doesn't yet understand what's happening. Cold sweats should never be dismissed when they occur alongside other potential warning signs, especially chest discomfort or shortness of breath, because together they may signal something serious. The heart's incredible workload. Right now, as you're listening to this documentary, your heart is working, without rest, without pause, without asking for recognition. Every minute it pumps blood throughout your body. Every hour, every day, every year. Over a lifetime, your heart may beat more than 2 billion times. Think about that, 2 billion beats. The heart performs one of the most demanding jobs in the human body, and yet most people rarely think about it until something goes wrong. The truth is that heart health isn't something you notice when it's working well. You notice it when it's not, which is why awareness is so important, because prevention is always easier than recovery. Warning sign number 8, unusual anxiety or a sense of doom. This warning sign may sound surprising, but it's been reported by many heart attack survivors. Before a heart attack, some individuals experience an overwhelming feeling that something is wrong. Not physical pain, not obvious symptoms, just a deep sense of unease, anxiety, restlessness, or even a feeling of impending doom. Researchers don't fully understand every reason this occurs, but the mind and body are deeply connected. Changes within the cardiovascular system can influence emotions and stress responses. The body may recognize danger before the conscious mind fully understands it. This doesn't mean every anxious feeling is related to the heart. Far from it. Anxiety has many causes. But sudden, unusual anxiety occurring alongside physical symptoms should never be ignored. Your instincts exist for a reason. Sometimes the body notices problems before logic catches up. Warning sign number 9, sleep disturbances. Many people are shocked to learn that sleep problems can sometimes appear before serious cardiovascular events. Think about it. The body performs important repair processes during sleep. Recovery, hormone regulation, cellular maintenance, cardiovascular recovery. When something interferes with those systems, sleep often suffers. Some individuals report difficulty falling asleep, waking frequently during the night, restless sleep, unusual nighttime discomfort, or waking up feeling unable to catch their breath. Again, these symptoms can have many explanations. Stress, sleep apnea, lifestyle factors, numerous medical conditions, but significant changes in sleep patterns deserve attention, especially when combined with other warning signs. Sleep isn't merely rest, it's information, and changes in sleep often reveal changes elsewhere in the body. The silent nature of heart disease. One of the most dangerous aspects of heart disease is that it can remain silent for years. Plaque doesn't usually cause pain while it's developing. Arteries can gradually narrow without obvious symptoms. Damage can accumulate quietly. And then one day, the consequences appear. That's why routine medical care matters. Blood pressure checks, cholesterol evaluations, blood sugar monitoring, preventive screenings. These tools help identify risks before symptoms emerge. Because waiting for symptoms isn't always the safest strategy. Sometimes prevention means finding problems before they announce themselves. Warning sign number 10, swelling in the legs, ankles, or feet. Our final warning sign involves circulation. When the heart isn't functioning efficiently, fluid balance may be affected. As a result, swelling can develop, particularly in the feet, the ankles, the lower legs. Some people notice that their shoes feel tighter. Others see sock marks becoming deeper. Some experience heaviness or discomfort. Swelling can occur for many reasons. Standing for long periods, certain medications, kidney issues, liver conditions, and many other causes. But cardiovascular problems can also contribute, because the circulatory system functions as one interconnected network. When one part struggles, the effects can appear elsewhere. The body is constantly trying to maintain balance, and swelling may sometimes indicate that balance is being challenged. The warning signs. People regret ignoring. Ask heart attack survivors about their experiences. Many tell similar stories. They remember the fatigue, the discomfort, the shortness of breath, the symptoms they assumed were minor. At the time, the signs seemed insignificant. Only later did they realize those signs mattered. This is why education is so powerful. Not because it creates fear, because it creates awareness. Awareness gives people options. Options create opportunities, and opportunities can save lives. The biggest myth about heart attacks. If there's one myth that causes more confusion than any other, it's this: heart attacks happen without warning. Sometimes they do, but often they don't. Many people experience symptoms days, weeks, months, or even longer before a major cardiac event occurs. The problem is that those symptoms are often misunderstood. They're blamed on aging, stress, poor sleep, digestive issues, or being out of shape. As a result, warning signs are ignored until the situation becomes serious. The body is incredibly intelligent. It constantly sends information. The challenge is learning how to listen, because symptoms are not inconveniences, they're messages, and sometimes those messages deserve immediate attention. Why people ignore warning signs. Imagine hearing a strange noise in your car. Most people don't assume the engine will fail tomorrow. They convince themselves it's probably nothing. Maybe the sound disappears. Maybe it fixes itself. Maybe it's not important. People often treat their bodies the same way. A little fatigue, a little chest discomfort, a little shortness of breath. Nothing feels urgent. So they wait and wait and wait. The problem is that health doesn't always reward waiting. Some conditions become easier to treat when they're discovered early. The sooner a problem is identified, the more options often exist. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Because awareness creates opportunity, and opportunity can save lives. The risk factors you can control. One of the most empowering facts about heart health is that many risk factors are influenced by daily habits. Not all. Genetics matter. Age matters. Family history matters. But lifestyle matters too. And that's good news, because lifestyle is something we can influence. Let's look at some of the most important factors. Factor number 1, physical activity. The human body was designed to move. For thousands of years, movement was unavoidable. Walking, carrying, climbing, working. Today, many people spend most of their day sitting. Computers, cars, phones, television. The result? Less movement than ever before. Research consistently shows that regular physical activity supports cardiovascular health. You don't need extreme workouts. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need marathon training. Even walking can make a difference. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Simple habits often produce extraordinary results over time. Factor number 2, food choices. Every meal is information. Every snack is information. Every drink is information. Your body responds to what you provide. Over time, those responses accumulate. Highly processed foods, excess sugar, excess sodium, trans fats, these dietary patterns can increase cardiovascular risk. On the other hand, diets rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, healthy fats, lean proteins are consistently associated with better cardiovascular outcomes. No single food creates health. No single food destroys it. Patterns matter. Consistency matters. And small improvements can produce significant long-term benefits. Factor number 3. Sleep. Millions of people underestimate sleep. They treat it like a luxury, something optional, something flexible. But sleep is one of the most important biological processes in the human body. During sleep, blood pressure regulates, hormones balance, tissues repair, the brain recovers, the cardiovascular system resets. Poor sleep doesn't just create fatigue, it can affect nearly every aspect of health, including heart health. Protecting your sleep may be one of the smartest investments you can make. Factor number 4. Stress. Stress itself isn't always harmful. The human body was designed to handle short-term stress. The problem is chronic stress, the kind that never fully disappears. Weeks, months, years. Living in a constant state of tension affects the entire body. Blood pressure, inflammation, sleep, energy, decision-making. Everything becomes connected. Learning to manage stress doesn't mean eliminating problems. It means building resilience, exercise, meditation, prayer, time in nature, social connection. Healthy coping strategies matter, and your heart notices the difference. The power of prevention. Imagine two people. Both have similar risk factors. Both experience early warning signs. One person ignores them. The other seeks medical evaluation. Years later, their outcomes may look completely different. That's the power of prevention. Prevention rarely feels dramatic. There's no excitement, no headlines, no immediate reward. But prevention works quietly, one decision at a time, one appointment at a time, one healthy habit at a time. And over years, those decisions can change everything. What to do if you notice warning signs? If you experience unusual symptoms that concern you, don't try to diagnose yourself. Don't rely solely on internet searches. Don't assume everything is harmless. Talk to a healthcare professional, ask questions, seek evaluation, get answers, and if symptoms are severe, sudden, or suggest a medical emergency, such as significant chest pain, difficulty breathing, or signs of stroke, seek emergency medical attention immediately. Quick action can be critical. Minutes matter, and acting early can save lives. Your heart's incredible journey. Think about your heart for a moment. Before you were born, it began beating. Since that moment, it has never stopped. Not during school, not during work, not during sleep, not during difficult days, not during happy moments. Every second, every minute, every hour, your heart continues working quietly, faithfully, without asking for recognition. It's one of the most remarkable organs in the human body, and it deserves care. Not because perfection is possible, but because every healthy choice matters. The lesson most people learn too late. Many people spend years assuming health is guaranteed, that tomorrow will look like today, that warning signs can wait, that symptoms aren't important, until something changes. Then priorities shift instantly. Suddenly, health becomes the most important thing in the world. The truth is that health was always important. The difference is that people often realize it only after it's threatened. Don't wait for a crisis to value your health. Value it today, protect it today, invest in it today, because the habits you build now become the foundation of your future. A message to every viewer. If you're watching this documentary and you feel healthy, that's wonderful. Protect that health. Don't take it for granted. If you're watching this and you've been ignoring symptoms, consider listening more carefully. Your body may be trying to tell you something. And if you're watching this because someone you love is struggling with their health, encourage them to seek appropriate medical advice. Sometimes one conversation changes a life. Sometimes one appointment changes a life. Sometimes one decision changes a life. Never underestimate the power of paying attention. Final message. The purpose of this documentary was never to create fear. Fear doesn't protect health. Awareness does. Knowledge does. Action does. The body often gives warning signs before serious problems develop. The challenge is recognizing them, listening to them, and responding appropriately. Remember the 10 warning signs we discussed: unusual fatigue chest, discomfort, shortness of breath, pain in the arm, shoulder, back, or jaw, dizziness or lightheadedness, nausea or indigestion, cold sweats, unusual anxiety or sense of doom, sleep disturbances, swelling in the legs, ankles, or feet. These symptoms do not automatically mean a heart attack is coming. Many have other possible causes, but they deserve attention because health problems are often easier to address when they're recognized early. Your future self is counting on the choices you make today. Listen to your body, respect the warning signs, protect your heart, and never ignore what could be one of the most important messages your body ever sends.